It's all right. I'm popping it open myself. We got 5 thumbs up. We got 7 people waiting. Let's pop chat out, flip it over from top chat to live chat, and do all the other cool and exciting things that we do when we start the show.
Yo.
Tell them how to do this.
Yo.
Is everybody in? Is everybody in? I had it live.
Is there anybody out there?
Everyone pop out chat and do the thing for
Wow,
us.
sound like that microphone was down his throat.
Appreciate that. I'm gonna do the
Jonah
same.
and the whale.
Pop
Yo,
out.
Astro Charlie, what's up, brother?
Cheers.
Make sure it's live chat.
I'm gonna make sure
It's the only kind of chat is the live chat, man.
if you're in chat, make it live chat. We were going through some. I don't hit the end button. Oh my goodness.
Don't
we were
do
going
that.
through, what was it like a
Cheers, Rowdy. Jay, what's up?
Mama Red had a bag of stuff that she just gave us.
Baggy
And
stuff.
shades, costume shades were in this random bag of stuff. Shout out to Mama Red. There was a bunch of pickling salt and vinegar, like
And those glasses.
Hey, man, I got an email from Mama Red this week, man.
they do very cool email. I've got what is lemon dozy? Oh, a little bit of lemon dozy and a little bit of citric rolled up in.
Oh yeah, man. Cheers, K. Good.
Cheers, everybody in chat, slowly filtering in. Becca,
I'd like to welcome Abolish back into the fold this evening with us. It's wearing the Jedi robe, or is it the brown smoking coat, or are you Friar Tuck? Are you wearing like the Dominican robes? Do you have a knotted rope around your waist, sir? Do you or do you not?
It's just Jedi business, you know. I'm practicing my religion. You know, I got to go to church later.
Church of the Holy Lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right on. Cheers, everybody out there. I hope you guys are having a mellow evening.
Very mellow.
It's
Much
very
more
mellow here.
Day. It was quite the day.
Quite the day. How's the outdoor going?
Pretty
All
good.
of it.
Didn't
Cheers,
do a
Dr.
lot
Libby.
of work in there.
Cheers, Daddy Red.
Daddy Red and Mama Red. They're out of state.
Cheers, Raymond.
They're down visiting some family. Shout out to it sounds like they're listening. So shout out to all of my family. Aunts, uncles,
The Red Setter clan.
aunt, uncle, cousins, maybe anybody else who's listening. Yeah, all the fam, the whole damn family, whole damn
fam. Becca, how are you this evening?
I'm doing good. Just
we don't have a
having a relaxing day. Meet you later.
You're not used to these relaxing days, are you?
What do we
Nice.
started out getting
Nice.
stuff done? What was I gonna say right off the rip?
I had like a stressful beginning of my week.
That's what it was. You go first. I'm gonna talk about serendipity, but let Becca talk first. That's what.
Stressful beginning of the week. We did some pictures, a little photo shoot yesterday, and I was just nervous as hell. So I was
Did you get some good
all
shots?
anxiety, and then once it happened, it was fine. It was really fun. Yeah, we don't have any of them yet, so we gotta wait.
Okay.
Gotta wait to get those, but it was his cousin, which was really cool.
That makes it easier.
Yeah.
You get more reshots that way. Cheers, Organically Blunt, High and Fly, Nut Tree. What's going on, brother? And Tara. Hi. Yeah, man. It's a good night.
We took the photos here in the backyard, here at the house.
Did you use the arbor, the new arbor that you made?
Yeah, the arbor, the cannabis garden, the Becca actually staged up a beautiful couple displays, our bookshelf that's full of records and books, one of them. And
Oh, now I'm looking forward to seeing these now.
we
What's
have
up, Bill Billy?
my grandmother, when she moved out of her house, I acquired her a couple of these high back chairs that kind of look
like the wingback kind?
Yeah, very similar. Yeah,
Thronish in their vibe.
Regal.
Yeah,
Regal.
They almost look like what is it, a Chesterfield or a it kind of looks like a Chesterfield type chair or something.
The Regal setter.
Very cool.
Is it like crushed velvet and tufted, and does it have a little footstool that goes with it?
It's like blue crushed velvet. Yeah,
Ooh,
it's
snazzy.
cool. Yeah, well, I wouldn't. It's like
It's not
it's more like
snazzy.
a tweed velvet. Yeah, it's really cool. It's for whatever decade it came out of. I don't know, Mom. What decade are those things? 60s,
See?
70s.
Tara noticed your hair too.
I've,
That's what I noticed too. I was like, damn, look at her hair. It looks so
I've never had
fucking.
it straight the whole time we've been together.
I know. That's why I'm like, oh shit, it looks good.
This is the first time I've
Thanks.
seen her hair
It's a
straight.
little wavy.
in
It was a
real life.
bit wavier yesterday. But
Wavier. Cheers, Jeffro.
You guys look like you're ready for an adventure right now.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
As soon as I started the stream, I joined the stream. I told Red that he looked like what's his name? Is it Hunter S. Thompson? Is that
Hunter
the
S.
dude I was
Thompson.
thinking of? Yeah.
There you go.
You know where he's riding in the convertible and he's got the
Sure.
yellow glasses, the shooter glasses on. He's got like the fedora.
I just need a little white bucket hat.
It's the Johnny Depp.
A little white bucket hat. That's good. Leaving. You said leaving Las Vegas. That's why I said Nicolas Cage.
It was something fucking something, man. Dude, all those movies are old. Like, give me
I'm pretty sure Nicolas Cage wore glasses like this and leaving Las Vegas also.
okay. Well, I'm crossing my movie metaphors up apparently.
Great. But yeah, totally. No, I mean, we could definitely talk about why haven't we talked about Hunter S. Thompson on this show yet? Talk about
It's
a
your
great
show, man. You got to
Oh,
drive this
yeah.
thing.
Let's see. Hunter S. Thompson. For those who don't know, he was a journalist of counterculture. Let's see here. He did
Gonzo journalist.
Gonzo was his altered ego, and he did most of his. I'd say, from what I understand, he spent the latter part of his life under incredible amounts of whiskey and dose on LSD or psilocybin and whiskey just about every day during all of his writings and everything. And Fear and Loathing.
Was he a war
right.
correspondent to start? Is that how he started?
I don't know if it was war, if he was broadcasting from overseas or writing from overseas,
Right.
or what he started with. I'm really not sure. You could totally be right with that one. It kind
I
of
could just totally be fucking wrong as shit
That
too,
sounds
dude.
like there, yeah.
I'm already mixing my movie metaphors. I mean,
Fear and Loathing was interesting because
Fear and Loathing. There we go. That's
Fear
what
and
it's
Loathing.
fucking called, man.
Fear and
Damn.
Loathing in Las Vegas, and what was going on in the premise of that is he was going down there for a motorbike, like a desert style motocross race, like a 5-day motocross race, and he like didn't capture any of it. He was paid to go down there basically and get it, and he had to basically mock up this whole thing. And the Johnny Depp version is the movie version of the novel that Hunter S. Thompson wrote, which is about his long strange trip to Las Vegas in search of the American dream and what their perception of the
That's
American
some Jack Kerouac kind of vibes, man.
Exactly.
On the road
exactly.
again.
Yes, exactly. They were kind of trying to recreate the on the road
Beatnik vibe. Yeah.
beatnik vibe, and they went with a plethora of
Ooh, a plethora.
a suitcase full of
A cornucopia?
illegal substances and probably semi-illegal, probably not illegal substances at the time. Just talking late 60s, early 70s, maybe late 70s at the time of the book. But he talks throughout about the counterculture. Hunter S. Thompson does a lot of cool writings. He has a very, very cool interview with just him and like I think Mick Jagger or something one time.
I think he used to write for the Rolling Stone too.
Just some very, very cool articles out there with him. And but yeah, one of his most known is definitely Fear and Loathing. And it's right up, counterculture, drug culture, whatever it is, right up that alley.
What's that Sheryl Crow song? Is that fucking Leaving Las Vegas too?
Oh, I don't know, man.
Oh god.
I
He's
want
got
to
it.
smoke a big blunt.
You be the Sheryl Crow expert here, Skilbo. Wouldn't you?
It was
Yeah.
something like that.
You're the Sheryl Crow expert. That was bad on your skull. Let's see.
what did you want to talk about? Serendipity.
Right off the just get into the spirit side of things. Serendipitous event right off the rip in the morning. Obviously, it kind of happened on a daily basis, but to go with today's, we didn't take out the trash last night. There was only one bag in a huge garbage can. No big deal. Better off just let it get picked up once every couple weeks anyways. Saves them, them having to stop, whatever. So anyway, it was recycle week, and that only happens once every 2 weeks. And we did happen to have a full recycle bin, and I did again like last night, man. Hey, shout out to Dank Man Dan. We took a hit off of like Banana Daddy or Banana Mama, and it gave us the nods. Like we were
nice.
We were on the way. I couldn't take out the trash last night. Not that I was too high to function or anything. It was just so sleepy that it just had to go hit the had to crash, man. So neglected doing it. Woke up. Usually trash and recycle, everything's picked up. This is not necessarily the synchronism, but this is part of it. Hadn't been picked up yet. So I'm okay, cool. So I can take out the trash. I can take out the recycling. And so I did get a chance to get my recycling out today. However, we had a big storm come through on the 29th of August, and my neighbor has a beautiful backyard. So my neighbor, myself, and one of the others, we have the largest lots in the entire neighborhood. And during the build out, which was 30 years ago in the mid 90s, when they built these out, our lots actually went for a $2,000 premium on all these. I just found this out today. Went for, my neighbor.
You're talking to your neighbor about
talking to my neighbor. She's one of the original. She actually had purchased a lot on a street over originally. These 3 lots came up for sale. They were at a $2,000 premium above price. She jumped on one of them. The equity that they hold now, we're talking the difference between a 20th to a 10th of an acre to we're on like a third of an acre. So like huge massive difference. So she has a beautiful backyard. One of her giant crabapple trees splits in half about 2 weeks ago, and I'm staring at this thing. Not intentional. I'm not like eavesdropping or anything, but I have a balcony, and I'm like out on my balcony, with the dog, and I'm looking. She's got half a tree bent over in her yard for the last 2 weeks. It's dead. It's huge. It's taking up half of her backyard. I'm thinking, I need tons of biomass for our garden. Okay, context here, guys. We're building a huge garden. I just finished the other day the last section of a fence line that splits our backyard in half. Like I was talking about, we're on a third of an acre, and I just split basically that in half. So the back half of that, basically a 10th of an acre, is all garden. So we need as much carbon as we can sequester right now. This is where serendipity happens. Is every trash night, every Wednesday night, we go for a little cruise and a bike ride around the neighborhood, looking for just maybe somebody's throwing away some landscaping materials, some deadfall, whatever. We picked logs. We've actually picked wooden drawers, like whatever we can find to turn into garden beds, repurpose, we're trying to repurpose as much as possible. So I'm out there, and my neighbor the last couple of days has been bundling up into sections the top half of this tree and tossing it out to the curb. So this morning I go out there and I'm like, oh great, I get a chance. I can go grab a bunch of these bundles of sticks and actual decent sized logs and like go grab all this carbon. So I got there, and she's out there, and I'm talking to her for a minute, and I'm like, I'm going to take some of your sticks that's out at the curb, if you don't mind. She's like, okay, cool. Well, I take a couple handfuls. Just as I get done taking like 5 or 6, I have my wagon, so a couple bundles worth. The truck comes by, and they throw the last 5 or 6, whatever, a couple short bundles of just random shit that I didn't want. They come by and they throw. So, within minutes, had I not acted and got out there, the truck would have came by and I wouldn't have gotten anything. Well, in the same conversation, I go back and I see there's still this huge tree falling over. And I go, do you mind if I help you out and clean some of this up? And she goes, oh, I don't want help. She didn't want help. She thought I was going to charge her, I think.
Right.
Her thing was, not accepting the help, would not accept help at all. Well, I'm like, well, it'll help me if I take your logs. I really want your wood. I want the wood from the tree. So you want to burn it? I'm like, no, I want it for my garden. So I bring her to my backyard. I show her my garden. She's like, all right. So
did she notice the cannabis?
No, not really. She kind of asked what the arbor was. She asked what the arbor was for.
Oh,
She
we're
didn't
getting
ask about
married,
that,
and this is,
you
you know,
know.
you just steer that way. Look
And
at our wonderful arbor.
yeah, exactly. So I went and I did some work on the computer. I'm like, in a couple hours, I'm gonna clean this up. She's like, okay, well, I'll give you the month. You get the whole month to do. Like, I'll get it done this afternoon. She goes, yeah, you get the month. You know what I mean? She's like, it's a fucking half a tree. You know what I mean? Well, I get done with. I'm putting a set list together. I got a wedding to DJ tomorrow. I'm putting a set list together on the
Just
back.
take trees down on this side in between breaks. You know what I mean? I'm setting up
Exactly.
sets.
I get done for a minute, and I said, Becca's gonna run to Meyer. She goes to Meyer, and I go strap on my boots, strap on my gloves. I got a shout out to Daddy Red. He hooks me up with an electric. This thing's got to have like maybe a 16 or 18-inch chainsaw, little electric chainsaw. Little thin little fucker. The kind where the chain's just wobbling.
It's a fruit tree. It's
around.
not that bad, right?
Yeah, dude, exactly. So at most, I think I chopped down some like 6 or 8-inch. It got stuck a couple times, whatever, no big deal. But anyway, I go over there with about 100 feet of extension cord. She was letting me plug into her house, so no big deal. And I go to town on this thing, right? And every few minutes I stop cutting and I haul 10, 20-foot log sections over around into the front yard and then back into our yard. I got to go a good few hundred feet around. So within maybe an hour and a half goes by, Becca's still gone. She comes out there, she goes, wow, you're working really fast. By this time, like 2/3 of the trees, the job's done. All that's left is the stumps.
Are you dragging it over in the wagon?
I'm dragging it over, just hucking it. No, this not
throwing
using
it over the
wagon.
fence.
Okay. No, just hauling it on my shoulders, like big chunks of the half tree. Just walking. I got
kind of a warrior, man.
Oh, I'm all cut up, all of my arms and my legs. I'm just hauling it. Dude.
Get overzealous with it.
Well, we'll discuss the motivation here in a moment. But finally we get down to the bottom stump. She's really coming out, making sure I'm cautious. I'm messing with the chainsaw. I don't have insurance on the thing. I'm not a contractor. She's giving me the P's and Q's. We don't know each other that well.
Don't think an electric chainsaw can't fuck you up.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, always make sure people have insurance when they're working on your property. She goes, make sure you don't get hurt, and also I'm like, I'm gonna be very, very cautious. I got you, and I get through the rest. She takes off and like the tree's gone. She was not expecting this to be cleaned. Like I cleaned up her entire half a tree. There's some scraps, there's some twigs, and I could figure I'd let her rake the yard.
You can do a little bit, bro. Yeah,
exactly. But 3 things, man. Win. However you want to pull this. She brought her father. She and herself is like probably late 50s. Had her old father over there who's got a cane, gray hair, looking at the whole thing yesterday, very fragile. And I could just tell that she was kind of stressed out about this thing in the last couple of days. So I got a chance to help out my neighbor, which I really value.
You were waiting for the serendipitous part to come for this.
Yeah, and really that was a lot of it. Was it? I got that. It was we needed the biomass. We needed it all. We got a handful of it right before the truck comes through, and it really gave me the opportunity to have a nice little conversation with my neighbor, learn a little bit more about my neighborhood, which is kind of different.
Did you ask about the people that used to live there before you?
Not really. I didn't want to get too much into conversation just because, kind of like my privacy.
You still seen the outline tape on the floor when you were looking at the place. You knew what was up with it, right?
and all the caution tape everywhere.
Exactly.
The
get you a field box or something for carbon matter. But matter doesn't like a neighborhood or like the area we live in have like a Facebook group that you can like say, hey, you bring all your stuff to me.
There's most of that abolished. A smidge of that had a little muffle to it. I'm not sure if you were kissing the mic or if it was the mic.
I'm not sure what's going on with the mic.
Oh, that sounds a lot better though.
I was just being a smart ass and saying we need to get you a PO box for carbon matter.
Everybody send me your logs.
Hey, careful, you'll get things.
I guess you're right.
Small shopping bags, and you don't want that.
Yeah, don't send me the
wrong kind of logs. I don't want DOG logs. I want fruit tree logs.
A bunch of people in chat are talking about the value in the apple wood. I agree. It's a hard wood.
For smokers, yeah. Apple, pecan. Wait, say it red. What kind is it?
It's a hardwood.
No.
Say that
It's-
correctly.
How do you say pecan?
Pecan.
Pecan.
Pecans.
A pecan.
Pecan.
Pecan. I'm a pecan person.
Pecan.
So Daddy Red, he just said where he's at. He's down in Georgia, man. He's down in the land.
Oh shit! What's up, man?
Man.
Fuck, I haven't been down to Georgia in a couple years.
Yeah, man. The land of the pecan man down there.
Oh yeah.
I guarantee he's coming home
To
with a good
Georgia when you're going to Florida.
pecans, man. Let me think here. It was plentiful today. It was bountiful. Anytime I can get a few thousand pounds worth of free hardwood from
So now, can you tell us what you're going to do with it and how you're going to?
well, I'm going to set up my home mill.
Look at Georgia girl guy's comment.
My mill consists of a machete, a couple tarps, and probably a couple buckets. So like 3-4 piles. The good stuff goes in one pile, the scraps go in another pile, ends up getting composted. Some of the other shit goes maybe some firewood. I try not to burn as much as I can. If we're gonna have a bonfire, if we're gonna have a fire night, it will burn some wood. I prefer to use things like, what is it? Walnut? Yeah, walnut and shit like that. Perfect burning wood. We actually have a couple walnut trees at our other property. I love using that wood for scraps to burn. That wood is useless unless you're using it to make furniture, art, housing, building materials. I suppose there's a lot of uses for walnut. But aside, like it's
You can
useless.
make a nice shelf, Fred.
Useless in the garden. There we go. Useless as compost. It has an enzyme that is in walnut that when you compost it, it will kill anything that
The good stuff, the microbes. And
yes, it kills all the microbes. Right. So it kills the bacteria.
Definitely don't want that shit in there.
Well, you can burn it. Otherwise, I try not to burn stuff. I just want to sequester that carbon. I want that carbon. What that wood is that is carbon.
We need to do that biochar shit, that camp
Probably
compost shit.
fellas.
Yeah,
I think it's that you're too close to those ones.
Is it?
Yeah, pull it away further from you.
Okay.
Go further.
Yeah, I don't have my stance tonight.
There you go.
That sounds great now. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
see,
perfect.
you just have to hold it further away because it's a really
Or what
sensitive
about
one.
below? Try holding it just kind of like you might be able to.
What about now? How's
Yeah.
that
It's
sound?
perfect.
Okay. That's
might be a little more-
more comfortable too.
Yeah. Otherwise, you were sounding like the voice of God, really close to
Oh,
the
man.
microphone.
Here like this might be
I'll chug biplanes.
difficult for 3 hours.
Cans, man, cans.
Let me think here. I'm over here trying to catch up a little bit in chat.
Catching up. Okay.
I probably look different.
Oh, yes.
See, everyone notices.
Yeah, Becca looks amazing. She's great.
She cleans up nice.
Who are you in my backyard? You don't live here.
It just takes so long. It's so challenging.
What she's really saying is that she's too busy with chores and fucking taking care of, these massive and always ever enlarging gardens,
We got one hell of a harvest today,
We
man.
did.
What'd you bring in?
Baskets and baskets of tomatoes and peppers and
You get any of the cool tomatoes?
Pull some garlic. Go on.
The colored ones, like the black and purple ones. Did you bring some of those in?
mostly like little purple ones and the
Mhm.
purple bumblebees and yellow
I don't know
pear.
what's from purple.
Yeah, go get one of those. Those are so fucking cool
A
looking.
bunch of banana peppers.
What are you gonna do with the banana peppers?
Probably pickle them.
Okay,
I don't know. I'm not
We're
there
really.
we go.
We're gonna pick one.
Yeah, here it is. These are what I was watching. Holy shit, those got big though.
Yeah, dude, that was cool.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it might be different than what you're thinking.
Yeah, well, when I was over there the last time, they were just coming in kind of small still. I was like, oh shit, what the fuck are those?
I think we use those in the sauce that we
Okay.
made.
Use some of those in the sauce. Honestly, the sauce is a homogenized mixture of all of the varieties of tomatoes that are out there. So
Is it Setter salsa?
yeah. Well, we got Setter sauce and Setter salsa. There's
I
Wait a minute.
I
What
made
is Setter
the
sauce?
I made the
she whipped up
sauce.
the sauce and I
You
did the
made
salsa.
Okay.
Yep. And we can them both. We use lemon juice.
Do you guys grow any basil or oregano outside?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we
Did
used
you put
it.
the fresh cheddar right in the sauce?
We
Yeah.
used
Yeah, man. Hell
Not
yeah.
oregano. We did
We put
basil,
Yeah.
parsley, rosemary, and
Was the
thyme.
rosemary the one that was real? No, it was the thyme that got really big.
Yeah.
Thyme's huge.
Thyme
And
is
it'll keep
huge.
spreading too. That one should come back the following year. It might move. It might creep. Similarly to like strawberries. Our strawberries have creeped out of the original bed and get on space. Let me think.
The strawberries are everywhere.
Our pumpkins harvested themselves. They're just kind of hanging out in the bed now.
The thing about those, man, is you can take any of those that are just dying and leave them there, and you'll get not only volunteers, but all that shit will break down. The worms will go fucking crazy for it. Everything will be happy, man.
We're gonna like put the pumpkins on the front porch. Probably we got
Well,
2
we have
weeks till
two that are like
October.
this big.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Well, you know, Red's gonna have you guys go around with the wagon after Halloween and pick up all the pumpkins and bring those back.
Dolly. Yeah, I'm probably gonna need a. They're probably too big for the cart, honestly.
They get heavy, man.
Might need a dolly for those ones. I'm thinking they're
Just walking around with a fucking flatbed.
I don't think I can pick the fucker up, man. I would pick it up, but I don't know,
Straighten
man.
your back.
Yeah, I'll fuck up the hernia.
Wow. Well, how many pounds do you think it weighs right now?
I think it's in the 60-pound range, if not more. At least 60 pounds.
It's probably weighs more than a.
Yes.
Oh, it's got to be more than that. Yeah. And it's awkward to fuck with too.
Yeah. It's
And
all
then
on the
there's
ground.
two that are like
A couple little 15,
they're
20
still
pound ones.
they're still pretty big.
And
Did you
then
guys? Did you guys?
preserved spaghetti squash on the vine just hanging. Spaghetti squash is gonna stay there until we're ready to eat it. Say that again, Skilbo.
I was going to ask you guys about that whole pen that had all the brassicas and shit in there. Did you guys end up taking all that down, or is that still just running fucking wild?
I bottomed them all the other day. I did a lot of cleanup and bottomed everything, and they're all still growing. A lot of the red Russian kale with giant leaves is starting to grow out little baby green leaves now.
Really?
Really good. We're getting aphids shit, but I'm getting in there and just spraying the aphids off. Or just pulling the leaves, plucking the leaves and getting rid of them.
Our Brussels sprouts are looking good. I don't know
Bottomed
when
all
to
the
know.
Brussels.
I don't know when to know when those are done.
I'd imagine they're just big enough. I think that one plant's probably good. We probably have a couple of plants of Brussels that might be ready. I'm not sure either. I think when they're just big and tight. Yeah. We're looking.
What's your IPM out there, Red? Do you just, oh, sorry. What's your IPM out there? You don't really do anything. Just
Plant diversity. Yeah. Our goal is plant diversity. I just brought a whole bunch of dead neighbor's apple tree into our yard. So I'm sure I brought a whole bunch of like her tree was super healthy. She's never sprayed pesticides or anything in her yard either. So I'm super geeked about
That
it.
helps.
But I did see like a big stink bug and some other things on there while I was.
There's going to be something that gives it a nibble, but is it something
I'm
that's going
sure.
to fucking hurt your yield and kill your plant? You know what
We
I mean?
share yard. I mean, our yards are so close in space. I mean, so okay, plant diversity. My big thing is attracting pollinators. In theory,
Dude, you need to get a
pollinators-
butterfly bush back there, man. I
Right,
need to give you a cutting off this butterfly bush.
Oh, I'll gladly take one. In theory, these the pollinators are. I don't want to say maybe carnivorous. Is it carnivorous? I don't know. They eat bugs. A lot of them eat bugs.
Bloodthirsty.
So attract them to your garden with all kinds of sources, you know, the butterfly bush, the sunflowers, zinnias, you know, everything, right?
You know, my fucking milkweed on the side is where the monarchs were, you know, having their, you know, chrysalis and shit. And I swear it seemed like the one that I had on me next to the porch that popped probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. I swear it came back today. And it was just hanging out on it, and it was like perfectly still, and you could see like the little white spots on his head and shit. It was like, wow, man, it's so fucking cool. And I've seen some shit already just from living out here for a year that like there's just so much more diversity out here, and I have so many just wild and varied plants that it's like my wife wants me to clear all this shit out, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, I want to get rid of all this, man, because like I seen all the cool, you know, the bees were on these and the butterflies were on this. So, and it seems like, for my outdoor plants, I couldn't get the spray that I needed. So I fucking pulled an abolished OG and went ham with soap nuts. And then I added some cinnamon essential oil and what was the fucking other one I used? It was cinnamon and something. I have to go back and fucking figure out what it was. But anyway, it fucking totally worked, man. I was out there and I was doing some, leaf removal, some yellowing shit because they've gotten so big. And I didn't see a single fucking remnant of anything weird that isn't like, nothing. But I did notice that, there's like an absence of ants and everything else. Like ants can bring problems if you see them crawling on your buds. It's not that the ants are the problem. It's that they can be an attractant and bring, what is it, fucking aphids, thrips, one of those two. It's indicative of ants. I can't remember.
It is aphids and ants.
There you go.
Aphids and ants have a synergistic relationship with each other. The aphids will suck on the plant, and then the ant will use that sap as food, or the ant
something. Yeah, I read something on it. And I just can't remember.
Like
yeah.
So the ant will actually farm the aphid. The ant will bring the aphid onto the plant.
I'm skunk.
The ant will move the aphid into the plant. So they have a little synergistic relationship, ants and aphids. Most of the time, I have seen ants and not seen aphids. Presence of aphids does not
presence of ants doesn't necessarily
not always mean presence of aphids. However, a lot of people do say that it does. They do go hand in hand with each other, but one does not always equal the other. Yeah. Generally, aphids are going to go after brassica style plants. They're going to go after cabbage and go ahead. What you got?
I was going to say, have you noticed much of anything on your outdoor, your seed plants that you're working with?
I noticed like one or two little aphids on the stalk. I never really noticed them on the leaves. I've noticed them on the stalk of a couple of those hemp varieties earlier in the season, but nothing that was like once the wasps and shit were like nothing that was ever collected or invasive. Like when you see aphids getting invasive, they stack on each other and they like turn into like almost like a honeycomb of aphids.
Yeah, but if you see like one, that's what I have.
Like that little sucker, he's a daredevil is what he is. He's gonna get
he's a reconnaissance scout, man.
Fast, dude. Yeah.
Natural selection.
Yeah,
and the progenitor of many future fucking failed harvests if you let him hang out there.
100%. And so sometimes I also believe that one aphid, those two aphids are going to help that plant build resistant. Without that, without any kind of pest pressure, the plant just willingly grow.
You just reminded me, man.
So allow a little bit of pest pressure to allow that plant to strengthen its cells to then resist the plant. Because I think that it's not just the pollinators coming in. I think that the plant itself strengthens its cells and says, hey, there's a pest pressure. Let me turn on this terpene, you know what I mean? Or do something to make it, because what's going on is when the only time the pests can even see the plants is when the plant has some sort of a deficiency somewhere. Otherwise, the plants become completely invisible to the pest. The pest can't even see the plant. It's like an electromagnetic waveform that it comes off. Think of like an aura or something that the plant will emit an aura when it's alive and healthy that almost acts as like a radar reflector, right? The bug's got radar, bam, 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 looking. But as soon as it sees a sick plant, that aura becomes a receiver and a transmitter, and now it's and then all of a sudden it transmits back to that bug, and the bug's going, all right, I see you. I'm gonna come and get you. That's all, folks.
Yeah, you hit him with the old fucking Looney Tunes shit. No, what I was gonna say is that reminds me, you're talking about pest pressure, is I'm kind of figuring that it's around week 5 right now, week 4, week 5 on these outdoor plants. So I'm thinking, man, I really should get out there because I still have some insect frass. So I should really consider hitting all my plants with insect frass to basically increase the terpenes and all that other good shit because it makes the plant think it's under attack.
That's something we talked about a couple of years ago. I think
It's been a while, man. Yeah.
Yeah. About how like maybe the plant can't get its full potential if it doesn't have just a little bit of pest pressure. Because I mean, I've noticed like those plants that you make it to the end or whatever that have just a slight bit of pest pressure that didn't, stop your harvest. They seem to be really, really dank or loud, if you will.
Dude, my fucking outdoor is fucking crazy loud. I had a friend of mine come over today, and he hasn't been over in a minute. He walked over there by the it's the Girl Crush F2, and he was swearing up and down. He was like, bro, this is gonna be the biggest fucking yielder back here. I fucking guarantee it. Just you wait and see, right? And he was like, look at this. And he went to lean towards it, and he was like, oh my God, that's offensive, like a fucking skunk, which is cool because I'm around these fucking plants all the time. So it's kind of, you get that nose blindness.
Yeah.
And so I remember when we had Adam on the Michigan Bros Grow Show, we were talking to him about that Girl Crush F2 specifically. He was saying that the good one that he wanted was really skunky. So I'm really happy with that. Some of these something goods, I know it's a really weird name, man, but fuck, they're like candy fruit. I got one that's like coming in really strawberry. Abolished. Do you remember how the strawberry can be that they work with that sour strawberry D? Like, oof.
Yeah. That strawberry starburst pheno with the
Oh my
PTSD,
God.
man. Like,
dude, that was
you can
fucking
get that
amazing.
in something else. Wow.
You just got so fucking lucky in that one fucking shot. You got what I considered both keepers. Like if I was going to tell people, okay, there's two keepers on the PTSD. One is going to be that pineapple Thai leaner, and it's going to be really pineapple-y and bright. It kind of makes your mouth water. Really, really smooth smoke.
And it's going to be way bigger than the other phenols.
Way bigger, yeah. I still got my pack. I still
got quite a few extra packs from that. So like, if anybody wants to start trying those again,
yeah.
There.
For outdoor, I mean, I would think that they would be fucking crushing it out there for yield right now, right?
Yeah. They're those plants did great inside too. Like that yield was never ever an issue with any 2020 strains. That's for damn sure.
Just like a main stock too. Like they just seem to have a certain fucking structure that you're happy with.
Yeah. I'm in southeast actually, Kurt.
Yeah. No, we're actually all southeast. This is the only part of this fucking crew that all lives right here, What are you holding up? Oh, jars, baby, jars.
Flight of Frigroli, and I don't mean the little flight.
Jesus Christ, that's a super flex, man.
Wow, man.
Hey, Blue Kiss, I see you in chat.
Are they all different?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, they're all different. Yeah.
So he gave me all of the like sample jars that were out
Perfect.
Play for a couple days.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I was like,
you don't mind a bit, did you?
I'll pay
Nothing wrong with
for
that.
it. Care.
Yeah.
I'll smoke them.
Yeah, but I think you have something in your jars that I don't. So I have the garlic poison, and I have the lime skunk, the Mr. Clean. There's another, what's the other one? Garlic something else.
Garlic punch.
Garlic punch.
Mr. Punch this round.
And what is the other one that I have?
Clementine.
No clem. Yeah, so I have garlic punch,
that's crystal.
garlic poison, lime skunk, and Mr. Clean.
So he just re-released Clement Lime.
Oh, dude, you're probably gonna love that in the mornings.
Dude, it's so tasty.
It's garlic poison right there.
I did it on accident. I had like lime skunk and I didn't clean the banger, and I put some.
You're like, yeah, it's pretty good, man.
And I was like, ooh, that's
So
kind of
good.
interesting. And then he had it the next time I saw him.
Yeah.
And then he did Mr. Punch. So he mixed
This
Mr.
is Mr. Clean. How did that turn out?
Punch. It's tasty.
Okay.
I like Mr. Clean. It's like bit
You get like
sharper of a
Mhm.
flavor.
What's your favorite one? She can't pick. That's a good sign.
Mine is lime skunk. And I think it's just because it has
So fucking limey.
well, the citric, it's half of citric. Lime skunk is citric is lime skunk and Orange Valley OG. So citric just is like a little bit more of like a grapefruity lime, you know, where lime skunk's just like lime skunk.
Lime skunk is to me is like a really, really bright lime, like a front, like a lime twist.
Yeah.
And I think more of the citric is more of like the lime zest.
Yeah.
But I love them both. Man, it's funny. We're talking about all these strains that are like my favorite morning strains, you know, like for a long time, man. Spartan Snow Cane, you know, I fucking will give love to that every time, man. That is some sensational shit to smoke in the morning.
I don't like.
I like the clementine the most for the morning.
There you go.
It's like
orange terps. It's like orange juice, man. Right?
It's a relaxed sativa is how I
Think
of
it is relaxing. Yeah.
Dude, my one plant outside that is like a weird plant. It's not weird, but you would think with these long fingery fucking leaves that it has and the way that it just throws leaves everywhere, it's very sativa, but it's not tall. It's not 5 feet tall. It's like 3.5 feet tall. But it's just going to be the kind that just fills in and stacks like crazy. And all these leaves that I'm looking at right now are going to be the kind that get pinched all up into the buds and becomes a real pain in the fucking ass to trim. But it just started flowering like 2 weeks ago. So I'm like, oh, dude, you know, earlier we were talking about Halloween coming up. I am going to have to take 2 weeks off from all these shows. Yeah. So coming up, basically the last week of October and through the first week of November, I will be away. So it'll be a good Halloween.
Where are you going?
I am going out to hang out with my daughter, who is going to be having her first daughter. Oh, that's so fucking cool. Yeah, so I'm going to be having a grandbaby. So happy about it. What was that, Red?
Can you see the
It's a
blue?
mushroom.
You know what it almost looked like? I swear to God, when you were holding it up, it almost looked like a weird, crudely carved squirrel for a minute there, because I don't have my glasses on and I've got my screen really, really small. You kind of see him like he's like holding the fucking acorn up, man.
I decided that garlic punch is my favorite. I do love lime skunk. It's a good high. Same with clementine. But like I really love garlic. And then there's the berry too. Like both in it. And I'm a big fan. It's a little I like a little more of a stony high too.
Kick it off, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Hillbillies fucking got two fire fucking strains there. Sour blueberry and grapefruit haze. Man, I miss my grapefruit. I had grapefruit diesel. I've talked about it the whole time I've done these shows. There's a reason I talk about it like that, man. Fucking love that shit. That was so much my medicine for so many years and growing. And then bad information is why I lost it. There was a while where people used to believe that powdery mildew was systemic. And there was like this, yeah, see, he looks like a squirrel that way.
It's a little nut.
Yeah. Chew on this, motherfucker. You want to give a shout out to Shay on those, right? Shay Splatter Art. Those are fucking mammoths, man.
Oh, dude, each one of these things weighs like 3 or 4 grams.
Wow.
Here's one that looks a little bit more like
Hey, cheers, Raptor. I see you.
Ooh, pretty.
None of the
looks a
veils have
little more
opened.
like a-
Very
Hold on. I don't have anything really
pretty phallic there.
here.
Yeah,
Hold
that's
on.
what you get.
Let me see. I have mostly tiny ones in here. I don't think I have any like big teeth or anything to show off. These are all little ones.
Yeah, shout out to Shay, Paint Splatter Arts. If you get a chance
I can hold some up. Hold on. Not this jar. This is
to her at an event.
she's really nice, and I dig her
I was
artwork.
gonna shout out Big Cloud. So this is the authentic lid right here. Sesh,
Ooh, can I give a quick
nice
PSA?
jar.
That's a nice jar. So PSA on your trimmers, if so you're going to get called to help somebody and you're going to have to travel your shit. I know not everybody has these, but if you get a cork from like a wine bottle and you stick it over the end,
That's a good idea, Skilbo.
it makes it so that you, when you throw this in like your backpack or your back pocket or whatever, it's gonna make it so you don't jab the fuck out of yourself. You know what I mean? So cool little fucking thing. I always take them when I go to old man's house.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I guess for those asking, each or wondering, each one of those mushrooms was about an eighth. Three at least.
Wow, that's fucking crazy, man.
It's a lot. That's a
That's
lot.
a lot. That's a lot, man.
That one mushroom is considered a heroic dose for many.
Not that much.
No, I don't. I currently in my time I don't.
Shit.
So
Okay.
what I do is
Somebody asked me what scissors these were.
Like-
These are
like
they're called 6.5s. 6.5s. And then there's other ones that I have too. The name of the company I think is Diamond Cutco. I think that's the name of the brand. These ones are spring. I really dig these, but I have these smaller ones, but they're in my other pack. And they are very much like Chicamasa, but they are all metal and they have cool little dragons on them and shit. But I really like those. Oh, yeah, man. The cork hack is the way to fucking go, man. It's all fun and games until you stab yourself or put a hole in your fucking, leather couch or some shit with it. Just be safe. We all tend to smoke a little bit too much sometimes to pay attention to every little thing. It's just it's like a pain in the ass to do it the first time because you just got to literally fucking make sure that it goes in straight and then you just like put it on the fucking something and like push down into there. But yeah, trimming season is coming up. So that also means that it's time for you to be thinking about how you're going to dry this outdoor. So the ones with the dragons are called the harvesters as far as those. But you may want to pop up a 4x4 tent and, start thinking about your environmentals in there for drying, or if you're going to use your garage or anything else, it's also time.
A little bit of a paycheck for a dehumidifier.
Definitely time for a dehumidifier.
Weeks.
And when's the last time you cleaned your dehumidifier? When's the last time you serviced it?
That's a good question.
It's been a minute, man.
Last year.
On your dehumidifiers, you also want to make sure that if you have a hose coming out of it, that you actually check not just the integrity of the hose and the connection that it's not leaking. You want to make sure you don't get like pink goo or anything that starts fucking growing in there like some nastiness. So
a
little maintenance.
A little bit of bleach goes a long way.
A little bit of something, quaternary ammonium, get down how you get down, whatever it is, but give it the old scrub-a-dub-dub for sure.
Oxide.
Yeah.
I'm
Diamond
gonna do
cacao, yeah.
garlic punch dab.
We'll do a garlic punch dab.
Organically blunt has, let's see, stepped on some 2 weeks ago, blood everywhere. Ooh, dude, don't fucking do that shit, man. Any suggestions? I need one. What are you talking about? Fucking dehumidifier? Depends on your space and your fucking budget. Really, what it really comes down to is how much do you want to spend on dehumidification? And then sometimes it can be a matter of like you can kill two birds with one stone if you have like an AC unit, especially if you have like a Ghetto Fabulous one where you have like a box and you have one of those window unit things, because you can get dehumidification through your air conditioner if it's like a small enough space.
I'm actually going to do all my outdoor in the herbs now this year. I'm just going to do one plant at a time, bucket down and throw it in there so I don't have to worry about, outdoor drying anywhere for too long.
Right.
I think I'm going to wash them now too.
Ooh, Raptor, that sounds fucking fascinating. If you have space and some woodworking skills, you can make a solar dehydrator. Dude, that's pretty fucking fascinating. I would love to learn more on that, find a video, whatever. Throw something in my DMs about that. That's fucking interesting.
Yeah, my guess is some glass and some reflective.
I don't know, man. I like weird shit like that.
Yeah.
It's not that I want to, jump on to being some fucking DIY king, but hey man, I got all the fucking tools.
I mean, shit, man, that's an ancient way of making beef jerky and preserving meat and food and all kinds of shit. You know, dehydration boxes. That's a lot older than we think.
Pop the Builder over here. You know what, man? It's becoming a lost art. And I realized, like, when I was a little kid, man, like a young Skilbo that's like 4 and 5 years old is, you know, my dad was a machine repairman, you know, dude forever. And so he always had scraps of something to fuck with. So I can remember going out there and just taking like a scrap of 2x4 and then driving like 20 fucking, you know, 8D nails into something and trying not to split things.
Did you talk to Daddy Red about your dad being a machine repairman?
I did mention it to him. Yeah, man.
That's Daddy Red did.
Same thing. I know.
30 years.
It's funny how many, you know, it was kind of like when I was growing up as a kid, everybody else's dad did other shit. It's like, what's your dad do? It's like, he's like a tool and die guy. That's what he went to school for. And he just, you know, he got a job in a factory as a fucking machine repairman. And then he became like the foreman for the, you know, the maintenance department and shit. And just, that's where I get my work ethic from, man. Shout out to Daddy Skilbo. He's a fucking real one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Daddy Skilbo. Hell yeah. Yeah, Raptor pretty much says it's like a cold frame, but a hot frame.
Right on.
That seemed like.
Ooh, did you see Kurt? He's talking about the pre-rolls, man.
Oh yeah, thank you, Kurt.
Are you still, so what are you doing? You're selling the glass singles or the red setter pack? I got to get one of those red setter packs off you guys.
Yeah,
man. Everybody's
so rather than doing a 4-pack of one given strain, we figured
flight.
do 4 pre-rolls, you have 4 singles, but a 4-pack
right.
is
rainbow
a pack.
Right.
So the variety pack with 3 different variety packs. We got a daytime.
Cheers, Buzz Swan. Thank you.
A nighttime variety pack and a party pack. So you got daytime is you know, Citrique, Lemon Dozy, Rainbow Driver, and Flow, I think. So you have a flight, and they're not homogenized in every joint. That's one joint of each strain. Right.
Poison,
and then there's a little list, you know. So when you flip the lid over, the list identifies what's in your pack. The nighttime is like grape jelly, strawberries and cream, gorilla breath, and granddaddy purple. And then we have a party pack that's like a couple days and a couple nights. So what's on the party pack?
Like rainbow, Citrique, hippie crasher, and cake and punch, I think was this time. They kind of change based on how many I make of each kind of pre-roll.
And probably not so much on like the nighttime, super nighttime, or like the evening hybrid, you know what I mean? So the party pack, you know, kind of designing it for social ability. A, it's pocketable, you know what I mean? B, fire one up, and you know, it's not always gonna put you out, you know, unless it's the night pack, you know, of course. But the other couple packs are kind of designed, the daytime one's just designed for going, like put the streak in there and the flow.
Mm-hmm.
And the rainbow and lemon dozy, and all of those are like, you know, up and go, and depending on which one you like. Yeah.
And then you can just take the little plastic insert part out and use it
for your everyday travelers, man.
Yeah.
They're in the bag right
now. Without that thing next to us, I'll show you. This is my little personal.
Yeah. That's badass.
Otherwise, they have our
the white ones.
Oh, well, this is another one with a personal too, with a dancing bear. Here's one with a red surf.
Yeah.
I guess we don't have any with our actual regular logo on them, but here, this is they'll have this on the bottom, and
yep. And then there's like that insert that goes with it that keeps them, separated.
So the insert holds 4 king cones.
Right.
I like the insert, but if you pull the insert out, you can fill this sucker up with whatever. This will actually
like
hold
8 full ground joints.
Easy.
As much.
There is a question in chat that I do want to cover for a minute here. Mr. D20 says, hey, Skilbo, any tips for adjusting to a new space? I've been in my new spot for 4 months and just got a seedling to look happy. Running my normal soil, only change is the location, but nothing seems right. Well, my first thing is we can rule some shit out. You're saying it's a seedling, so we can't even say that it's, from the last plant and the different environmental change. That's interesting. I'm just out of the gates. If it's not looking right, I would wonder if we have an overwatering issue or a pH issue going on. But if you're using a normal soil, have you checked your water supply since you've moved? That would be my first suspicion, is maybe the water you're using at the first joint and the water at the second joint might be different. Not just do a ppm, but you can also go online and you can look up what your actual water source is, whether it uses like chlorine or chloramine, and you can get all those readings off of it from them. Does anybody have anything smarter to add to it than that?
So sorry, Skilbo. I was reading.
He was wool gathering. I'm trying to help this guy, man.
I was listening.
That's one all the way at the top.
Yeah. That's exactly where it's at too, because you've got yours set the same way mine is. It's like it's the top.
Oh yeah.
Right. So basically, he just moved and he took off on some seeds, and they're not looking too fucking happy. So it's maybe the other thing could be that you could be out of your VPD, possibly, depending on what your old one was and what your new one is. But I'm not sure. Like we almost would need more details. I feel like I'm letting you down on this, man.
No, you're giving the right answer, but we need more details to really help them, because that could be an issue right there. It just needs some more humidity.
Well, it could also be the fucking seed itself. It could be that you've got older genetics that you're like, I'm going to hold on to these until I move to this new crib, and then I'm going to come out of the gates firing and throw, just like the fuck I did.
Or did he start the seeds under a humidity dome? We don't know anything. Did you start them with a humidity dome? Give it to
no, but it's a good conversation to cover.
There's a lot that could go wrong when adjusting junior space. I think they're more in the range of not enough humidity is usually. It's been a dry summer for the most part. We haven't had much rain. Humidity levels are super. The hotter it is, the lower the relative humidity. And as the temperature goes up, that relative humidity goes down. There? If you're not supplementing it with anything.
I want to say that if I only could smoke Rainbow Driver all day, every day, if that was the only strain that I could smoke, I think I would be pretty happy. Like, I feel like you guys, this is a very consistent it's very consistent. And it's almost like it's getting greasier with time. Like,
I think it's my favorite that we grow also.
It's just so fucking good.
I wish it grew better.
Of course, my light sucks.
A lot of seed. I'm excited for all the seed coming out of this garden this year, man. I'm really excited for whatever this male.
I think I got it to focus though. Some old backhand shit.
Doesn't have the prettiest bud, but it's sticky and greasy and funky.
Heavy too. Like if you bounce the fucking nug in your hand, there's like some substance to it. Sometimes it feels like it's gonna float away.
It's been my favorite ever since the PB souffle, and that one was phenomenal.
Yeah,
I'm so sad you don't have that right now.
I've got a pack.
I think we're
literally within reaching distance.
I think I have some. I think I probably have 5 seeds of that left too.
It was so
same
good.
one. Same one.
Are they?
Dude, those are pretty old now. I think those are from like 2017, maybe 2018, maybe. And they're fem seeds too. So
Rainbow Driver comes from Archive Seed Bank. Rainbow Driver was a one-off.
No, you know what? Hold on. I have to correct Aldridge in chat. He says Skilbo hasn't acquired a cut of it. I, in fact, did get my Rainbow Driver directly from Red's Outdoor when I would have been last summer, right? No, summer before, 2 years ago. Yeah. It was fucking amazing. It's like, if you go on my Instagram page, it's like the prettiest bud that's on there. It's the only problem is that it I had it next to some towering bitches. I had some headlights going and some GMO, and I had Dan's Primal Punch at the same time. And so they were all larger. So I had to set my lights to that height. And the rainbow was like short. The bud it gave me was fucking incredibly frosty, just like yours, like consistent. The only problem was it was so far away from the light that I didn't get the yield that I really wanted to. It already is a small yielder, but I think I might have only gotten like, I think it was less than 2 ounces off of it. I was heartbroken, but it was like personal head stash, and I didn't give a fuck.
I feel you. We have to like definitely get it pretty big. We have to veg it pretty big to
Right.
get the yield that we want. And we spread them out, so it's plenty of light, but it's still like
Look at some big golf ball size
squiggly,
nugs.
scraggly buds, kind of in the lower
Yeah.
part.
Golf ball. So yeah, the lowers suck.
Dude.
The lowers.
Every morning, this is what my first joint of the day since I was over at your house. I roll like I don't get extravagant with it. Neither my lungs nor my budget will allow me to. But that's my first joint every day.
We did these guys exclusive for Big Cloud this round.
And I noticed that.
The Future Rolla Blunt with this is gonna be either Granddaddy, Strawberries and Cream, or
I
Gorilla.
haven't had Granddaddy from you in a long time now. Just the fucking the Sleepy Go Night
We ended
hash.
up smoking. Maybe I shouldn't smoke this.
Dude, we smoked some Granddaddy for the first time in a while because the Granddaddy that we have is curing. It's cured.
Right.
It's older. And we smoked some of it and it was so tasty.
So
It was
smooth.
So good.
Yes. And like kind of grapey. Like I kind of
Yeah.
like a very subtle big fan.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine. This is even before I got my card. So over 10 years ago. And he used to grow the Ken's GDP one. That was just fucking offensive, man. Like for the time that when was it, like 2009? This is a long time ago. And that shit was just mind blowing at the time.
So when I talked to my friend about it, I'm like, so is that Ken's Granddaddy purple or something? He was like offended. He was like, fuck no, man, it's not Ken. No offense to Ken's Granddaddy purple at all. This is just how my homie responded because he was like, because he probably gets it's Ken's all the time. And his response was that because it was Head Stash Granddaddy. It was like, it's like this grape gas musk.
Yeah.
Like
with thick smoke. It like if you smoke it before it's been cured for a long time, it's like
very thick.
It's the expansive kind of smoke. You're like, ooh, don't get overzealous on this.
It's like that Mendo perp. I don't know what it is, man. It's not the Urkel. It's not the Urkel and it's not the ape because I grew the ape and I used to love the Urkel.
It's the combination of the two though, man.
The Urkel and the ape has a very similar profile that is nothing like the Granddaddy.
Right.
Nothing at all. At least the Granddaddy that I have. Now the Ken's Granddaddy might be the different Granddaddy. The Granddaddy that I have, it's like unleaded gasoline. Unleaded gasoline with hints of grape and then that musk. There's that berry musk and it's like a basement musk. Like a Michigan basement.
That's known as crawl space.
Yeah, and I don't mean
crawl space. Fucking.
I don't mean mold. It's not mold.
No.
Not moldy.
Okay.
It's this fragrance of.
It's like a turn from dank.
Yeah. And it's so good, man, and it's so purple. It is just the flowers purple. The leaves fade purple, but the flowers are so purple. And other weed goes much more purple than Granddaddy. The Granddaddy, but this is just so purple. I got a lot of pictures of it on my Instagram. I've been growing it since 2015. I couldn't get rid of it. I think he got it through a head stat. I think he got it through like deadlock, like through some old deadheads. Well,
I mean, I got probably another season or season and a half before I'm able to do a build out of some sort. I'm not going to go crazy like baked or anything. I've got to make a multi-space as an outbuilding.
Oh, come on.
But once I get to the point where I can build out my room, I'm going to fuck no, dude. I'm still smoking weed from last year's outdoor. Like for real. Ooh, red. You know what I'm listening to? Black Throated Winds just came on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear our radio going on?
I could earlier, so I put my I turned on an older Dead show.
Be a flag. We shouldn't get flag. It should be low enough.
Wait a minute. Dave says I get that smell off Candyland. So Candyland also ties into that, and I can't remember if it's that GDP made Candyland, because I grew a plant that was called False Teeth, and it was half of it was Candyland and the other half of it was Forum Cut Girl Scout cookie. There's something, I don't know, there's something in that's fucking really, really that weird danky shit.
This volunteer that came up, that just ramekins, just taller than we are. Beautiful plant. I didn't top it. Female. Starting to get fragrance off it. And I'm
so what are you getting?
It smells like Urkel. Smells like grape ape.
It's a grape ape from last year.
Yeah, it's from a couple years ago. From 2 years ago.
When they were the short ones, when you used to go through the gate, right?
Last time I had grape ape in the spot where that volunteer is coming up at was in 2020. So yeah, it's really it's a bud that lingered and finally decomposed away and fermented, and the seed finally came out.
It seeded too?
Oh yeah, it's seeded. Yep. So that's gonna be the ultimate,
the
like,
seeds are
unknown.
strong, man. You can see them.
Yeah, that one's the ultimate unknown. Let me see here. The I had like a name for it.
We're gonna make it all hash.
Ooh, yeah. You know, I wanted to talk to you guys about that. Are you just doing like trim trays, or are you doing like the metal silk screens, or are you doing a wash? Abolished had me come over before with my washing machine, and we did that OG, and that turned out really nice.
So we're kind of combining methodologies from old world and new world by taking the old,
get it on, bang a gong.
Yeah, basically taking that technique. We don't have a giant metal bowl or a steel drum or anything like that we can use as that, but we do have our 5-gallon buckets in the modern age. So we take a 5-gallon bucket, and most people have sieve bags in the shape of a 5-gallon bucket known as bubble bags. So we have some sieve bags, bubble bags. So we toss a 160, 70, a couple bags in there, throw some material in there, throw a lid on the bucket. I got some drumsticks and kick the fucking thing a few times, but I've been able to play bongos for a while, hit it with the elbow.
It's totally entertaining and therapeutic at the same time, and beneficial. And
just kind of bounce it around for a little bit and shake the bag.
Full body workout for full plant medicine.
And I do that. I've gotten a little bit on the body. Yeah, I mean, that works out pretty good.
Otherwise, I'll take that. Yeah.
Gotta make some more.
Otherwise, we have a trim tray that we use. Or
I don't try to go too crazy with that. I mean, at most, when I use the tray, is I'll just kind of pick it up and then I'll just sort of. But I might pick the material up a little bit, but I'm not really like working or carting the material because I don't want to fuck up my screen like that.
I don't smash any of the flower. I will break up buds.
You can break it up a little bit, over top.
And what I do is I do this tapping technique. And you're right, it's a square trim tray. Whether it's the trim bin or the trim tray, whatever. I use the tray. It's got like an 8.
The orange one, right? This is the one I got.
One. It's got a low profile sides.
And it's got the grippy things on the legs.
Got a nice steel 160. I think it's a 150.
You can buy different tops for that, right? Different screens for that.
And they might do a little bit of a finer mesh. But the problem with that is
They get clogged.
well, there's trichomes that are bigger than
Mm.
60 range. So you're kind of, I don't know, I like that. Allow everything. I like the 160. 160 is just a nice, you're still missing out on some, right? If it's bigger than a 160, you're not going to get it. But,
You know what I thought you would say? I really thought when you said that you were going to have some old world and new world thing, I thought you were going to say there was like a red setter farm bingo where you had somehow found, because you guys have all kinds of crazy shit in your house. I thought you might have like an old school hand crank bingo thing, where it's like the big ball and you put all the ping pong balls in, that you would just throw your trim in a bag and throw your bag inside of there and then just spin it around, count your revolutions. Easy killer.
What were we talking? No, the late Sesh takeover, I think, when we were talking about making the.
Thank you again for doing that.
And that
Hopefully,
I was exactly what I was thinking about was
yeah.
What's it called?
Bingo.
Bingo.
Like a bingo thing, yeah.
Yeah. Replacing that mesh and putting in a finer mesh.
Putting in screen. Just count how many times you just give it. Like the old days, I had buddies that always were trying to get out of fucking trimming shit. So they were the guys that bought the, the spin crank trimmer. Look at Abalos already is nodding and shaking his head and going, oh, no.
I always shook my head when I went over to a friend's house or whatever, and I seen those. And everybody would act like, they don't mess with them or anything.
Oh, I don't use
no, I
those.
just got that for an experiment.
Yeah. Like your bud says otherwise. But yeah, to be like, you got to turn it. I can't remember how many times he was turning it. He was, like so many times this time and then stop. And then I should collect it out of there because if I continue to spin it, you know what I mean? It's going to get worse and worse. And like, hey, whatever, man. Okay. Back in the old days.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's the trim bag. There's a handful. There's that one that looks like a basting brush, or not a basting brush, a sauce brush or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Basting brush. Yeah.
Yeah,
Some
he
people
brought that
swear
over
by
one
that.
day and let me use it on some bud, and I actually was pretty
Jack
impressed.
Greenstock,
It didn't beat
Jack
it up.
Greenstock likes it too, I think.
You could really knock out some plants with that brush too.
It's like a basting brush, but the
And it's just
are like
silicone.
a little bit more like nipples, and
So
they
you, like,
kind of
brush it?
it'll kind of like brush your
Leaves.
sugar leaves. If they're brittle enough, it'll brush them off. Just
What if
shake.
you
I
put
mean,
it
you can shake up your
greasy?
bucket. There's a lot of ways to like kind of hand trim it just without. The very first time I did a trim was hand trimming, dude. This dude didn't want to use any scissors on his weed. He didn't want the oils or whatever. I don't know. He didn't. So we literally sat there and we hand trimmed his fucking buds. We had so much finger hash. It was
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to buy a couple ounces off the dude. And if I helped him trim it, I got like a good deal. So I was like,
Okay.
I'll try and buy like a pound off this. Just sat there hand trim, dude, for like 6 hours with this dude. I ended up getting a couple ounces, maybe a quarter pound from him, whatever we could trim that night by hand.
Yeah.
It was
He
crazy.
didn't want
man.
scissors.
He didn't want scissors to well,
Is that a
there's
real thing?
it was an organic thing that he was growing all organic and had a very, very
He went very stringently on his
organic mindset. for
hand
his-
cultivation.
Yep, all hand cultivated.
So he got you to do it.
Indeed.
Yeah.
He's never looked at it from that perspective yet.
He got me to do the bits that I purchased from him. I didn't
Yeah, you trimmed your own weed.
trim my own.
Did you
Well, I got a discount was the thing.
Sure.
I got a good discount, so I was happy with it. It was like I got it for like 120 or 140 an ounce, which was like
Aldridge says they are scissor
a
vegans.
great deal at the time. Like at the time, it was a great fucking deal.
I've just never heard that ever.
I haven't either. All the organic, like
I
hippie stuff
haven't
that I've
either.
heard. and
Red
done.
got swindled.
I've never fucking
I haven't
with you.
either. No way, dude. No, dude. I was.
You can't get
I
swindled if it's good
I
smoke,
turned
man.
around, dude. I turned around and resold that weed for like 3 times what I paid for it. It was no sweat. It was,
But you pinched some, obviously.
oh yeah, it was. I actually got some
Okay.
seeds out of a couple of those buds too. So, I
What year you think this was? How long ago?
Let me think here. He said it was like some Jack Herrera, some stuff
Okay.
like
Yeah, man.
that. Year 2010.
Okay.
2010, something like that. It's pretty haze. It was a haze. You know, a lot of shit was going around with silver haze, some stuff like
Yeah.
that. It was probably
Liberty
something,
haze was
yeah,
big.
it was probably some haze or some, probably some Jack.
Mango haze.
A lot of that stuff was popular.
Super lemon haze.
It's all about the amnesia.
Amnesia haze.
Might have been 09.
Dude, that was when I fucking really smoked a lot, man. Like in the beginning, it was a lot of, skunk when I was a kid. And then I got turned on to Northern Lights that one time, and that shit blew my mind and made me think about weed completely differently from like that point on. And it was, and somebody out there chuckling at you, hey, fuck you. It was 31 years ago. You go find good weed in 1991. Right.
I'm
So,
looking in
like,
chat. Wait, I'm looking in chat, and Georgia Grow guy is like throwing letters and numbers out
he's
there.
trying to win. Yeah.
And I'm like, what's this?
Trying to win the bingo, man.
Code, man. I'm like, oh, bingo.
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 You must be one of for the old guys, man.
I was like, I get it.
See, Kyle admits too. He's like, I would have got swindled for some good back then too. Dude, yeah, man. I smoked this shit. And I was over at some dude's house.
I wanted to handle the plant. I didn't grow the weed. I had never grown weed before.
I have nothing to do with it.
I had like sort of grown a little bit of weed, but like not like that. Not like flowered it out, finished it off. I had like grown some weed and like maybe I trimmed up some shit, wet trimmed it or something. I don't know what the fuck I did.
See, back in the day, nothing had a name, man. Nothing had it. Like you rarely found it got a name with anything. You'd just be some weird shit.
Yeah. The purple Bic was just some bag seed anyway. It was some. It was awesome.
Mark that on your bingo card. Longtime fans of the late Sesh, the fucking purple Bic story rides again.
Yeah.
If somebody knew, you know what, Red? If somebody knew what the fucking purple Bic story was, if they could identify it in chat right now, that would prove some like super fucking like you are a true Grosky if you know the answer to that. So see if you throw it in chat if you know what we're talking about.
Aldridge would be the one to. Yeah, see, that's all. Aldridge already knows.
See, okay, long time. Shout out to Aldridge.
For sure.
I'm still blown away by this whole hand trim thing. I'm gonna have to.
You're not getting past this shit, are you? You're like, what is this nonsense?
There, dude. I mean, you get some serious shout
I've actually trimmed without scissors before and just had gloves, but only because I didn't have scissors. It wasn't like a preferred way to do it.
So yeah, the sour melon, if I'm like keeping up on it, getting all the dead leaves out of there and stuff before I chop and whatnot, what actually dries up can be plucked off by hand. So I can see that if you're not worried about the tight nug anyways.
Yeah, this was like it was dry weed. It was
Sometimes it looked like shit, but smoked like fire, man.
Oh, let me think here. Yeah, let me see here. There's
Lucas, are you okay, honey? I'm melting. Is it like Wicked Witch of the West melting, or is it like this is your brain on drugs? This is my friend. Like, she smokes some marijuana, melting into the couch. Which one?
Yeah, it'd be like, snap, snap, do a little thing. Kind of like scissors.
Yeah, just pull down. Yeah, you just give it the finger fuck.
When it's kind of done,
Yeah. So what one is that?
Still haze anyway.
It's a treat.
So I'm gonna smoke. So.
No idea. I'm gonna stop using scissors. I'm gonna put a little label on my 8th jars. Never touched by scissors now.
Never touched by
scissors. Seasoned
No,
vinegar.
scissors.
Scissors.
Oils.
Going back to the names thing, because Georgia Grow guy's talking about it. There were things like Panama Red, Acapulco Gold, and things like that, Maui Wowie. But if I had those, I don't know if I had those by name. I may have, but by the time that I started smoking in like, I don't know, 87, like a lot of those ships had already fucking passed by then.
Yeah. A lot of that.
Oh, she said nope, like Luzerne. Can we get a bunch of mushrooms in the chat for Blue Kiss and show her some love?
What is it? Like dessert?
Yeah, man.
She's melting right now.
Melting right now.
Well, that's because we didn't.
Well, you know what I would say is I would say this. This is a good time for me to remind Blue Kiss of just how fucking nice of a person she is and how many people actually fucking dig you, man. You make a lot of people laugh and you spread a lot of love and you make some fine baked goods, dear.
Lucas thought that we had a show last week and she was melting with no one. So Blue Kiss, we're happy to be here with you.
Yeah.
During your
It always brings positive vibes around. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what, it's not suggested or recommended to anybody to operate any heavy machinery while under the consumption of anything. But what definitely helped me get
But it's perfectly okay to podcast and live stream while
what helped me get through today
smoking. Makes for better shows.
Workday was definitely like a good old fashioned. Nobody would call a half a gram of
See, look at all this love in chat for Blue Kiss. See? It's nice to be reminded, man. Sometimes, you know, we can get too hyper focused on the plant and we can kind of forget about the people, you know? And I think that's one thing that I've always tried to do is keep it humble and show love. I was shouting out Spartan for the snow cane. I mean, you know, my thing is I could say something from the heart about so many of you people out there for being such fucking cool ass people.
She makes it awesome.
Ooh, Red, what am I listening to? Red, this is a fucking smoker, baby. This is the Black Peter from
dude.
What is that? 9/21/72. Woo.
You know what turned me on to Black Peter was when they played it, when Dead and Co played it.
Summer.
Not the
Yeah.
same.
9/21, 9/10. Dude, you know that just recently got put up on Spotify, right?
That show?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. So you can fucking listen to the September show, not the June 29th one.
Super cool. Yeah, that turned me on to actually like
It took him forever to upload those, dude.
Jerry Ballads.
Listen, I have had that link for several months now that was to every show that was all ripped off of Nugs, you know, the soundboards of them. There are so many songs that I added to my long-standing Grateful Dead and Company playlist. Dude,
if you're gonna get into a song,
listen to 6/14/22. That is, I'm not even sure what the fucking venue was on that one, but it's a fucking fire show.
I think if you're gonna get into anything right now, because of the seasons are changing right now, if we're going from summer into fall, I think anything that has weather report suite.
I was just listening to it today, man.
Let it grow.
I was listening. I got stuck into some 90s shit today, and it was like 80s and 90s dead is just so much different than 60s and 70s.
So much different.
So much tinklier on like the keys and shit. Like a lot more, I don't know.
Synthesizer, yeah. It was like,
yeah, and not in like a complimentary way.
That B3. Brent played that B3, and then I think Bruce Hornsby played a Hammond also. No, maybe not. But Bruce Hornsby played this fucking accordion. So they had that going on. So there's that.
I thought he played the mandolin rain.
It was like a synth accordion or something, man, that he was playing.
That starts bordering into like Weird Al territory then.
Yeah, but that's kind of what was giving it that twinkly sound in the 90s, which is totally different than the twinkly sound of the 80s. Though.
You like the Wynton Marsalis fucking featurings though, don't you?
I just like, I like some of their, they just had an
80, your year is 89, I think, right?
They just had it, yeah. I really like the 4th of July. So I like that whole series, man. They did like 13 shows and like 10 nights or some crazy shit like that. They did a crazy run, dude. Or maybe it was like 13 shows and 20 nights or so. I don't know what they did, dude. They played almost every night between July 1st and July 20th, that run. And they ran probably 8 of their best shows ever, like in that run. Top 10 of their best shows, like 8 out of their top 10 are in that run.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 out of their top 10 are in that run.
Hey, don't make me say Blue Kiss come back. You start going outside, wandering around and shit. Stay put, Toots. If the shit looks like stained glass, just be cool for a minute. We'll we'll reassess.
So what thirds
Dude,
do
they're
you hunt
playing.
nowadays, y'all?
Which
You guys looking for anything specific nowadays? We
what
just
you
want
need,
to
man?
know,
You got pocket watches.
I still want some baby poop terps. What's going on with Kazoo? I know he was hunting that. Did he ever find the mythical baby poop?
So fucking weird, man.
It tastes so good. It's weird.
It tastes so good.
Apollo 13 I had it.
Baby poop? Like a
Yes, they'll walk by it and you'll be like,
Apollo 13 I had was like a diaper.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It wasn't like poop, it was like a diaper. Whatever.
Skilbo said nope.
Later.
your Apollo always seemed like really like musky, cheesy to me.
It was like a serious cheese, man. I always called it moon cheese. I never came across a real cheese, like a UK cheese or anything like that. I'm searching papers. I like hid my papers from myself. I said, look, the papers can hide in one of these fucking tins. And I put it in there and then I threw the tin and totally hid the papers on myself. And I've been sitting here searching for papers for like the last 5 minutes. Yeah, it was super cheesy. I'm a little sus sore that I got rid of it, but I had to make room for other stuff, and it'll come back around. I still have like 1 or 2 seeds out of that old Cosa
What should
seeds?
we get rid of that we have now?
Oh God, that's
What should you wait? What strains on the chopping block?
We can't decide, man.
probably, if I had to guess, it would be grape jelly.
Which one hash is better? Is it the jelly or the strawberries and cream?
Strawberries is a fan favorite. They're similar. Very similar.
Yeah, they both hash incredibly similar.
It looks similar, you know, like the consistency of it.
I like the hash of the grape jelly more. I don't know. I'd say I like the effects more if it was something. They both are like super blonde.
Yeah.
Both
Which one do I have right here?
heavy and
It'll
yellow.
always be
Hey,
great.
this is one I got right here. I got it, man. I got the grape jelly right here. I'm so happy now that I know that I have to squeeze these jars.
Well, based on terps.
Here you go. Do-do-do-do.
That's nice.
I don't know if we'll get rid of any or just, have them
Just
them
keep cutting
around
fucking clothes.
and go another route. But like
Well, how many strains are you guys really juggling?
11,
10?
12?
12 maybe? Yeah.
JMB's asking about those flower joints. I believe that was Spartan had his hands on those. I actually hadn't
On what?
had those. Those are those
filters.
wax tips that had some flower seeds in them, and you could
Painted Lady had some too.
I really enjoyed those.
Do either of you guys remember the name of the?
Oh no, but it's here you go. It's in an episode a long time ago. So start watching from when Painted Lady first joined, and it'll be in like the first 5 Painted Lady episodes.
Just
Yeah,
re-asked like
It'd be an
Oh,
old
that's what I was on.
late sesh episode.
It's a long time ago.
I remember
It had
it.
a clever name. It had like a clever name.
Yeah.
For the tip, just the tip. It wasn't just the tip.
Let it grow, just the tip.
Let it grow?
No, I was riffing off of you, bro. I got Dark Star playing in my ears, man, and that just
Let it report sweet.
Maybe Granddaddy Purple.
You,
Huh?
One to get rid of.
what? No, no, I don't know. No.
Do you still hold flow?
Yeah.
Yes,
Well.
that's
Okay.
that kind of. So I'm almost thinking because of the stuff that I have in the outdoor, right? I have flow outdoor. I have.
Well, you have that new Urkel leaning, whatever it is, that could become a replacement.
It's a tree. I also have Death Star. Death Star is the one that is like lapsed. It's like the one that has drifted the most, the worst. It's probably the oldest in the garden. It has this
Now the grape ape's gone, yeah.
It has this, yeah, now the grape ape's gone, right? It has this thing that it will just kind of like, I don't know, the leaves don't just look healthy, man. They don't, the new growth doesn't look healthy. And its clones do this. It's not HLV. The other plants aren't getting this. This is just old genetics from an old dispensary through old cuts of old, you know what I mean? And this thing
just let it go.
I think it's time, man. I think the Death Star is time.
Did it ever get seeded?
We've got some seeds.
There's seeds. It's seeded up.
Yeah, there you go. It'll ride on, man. That might be what it needs, is that freshening up.
As long as it's not HLV, I'm gonna pop out some of it and grow it out. Make sure that its offspring is not fucked up. As long as its offspring is not fucked up, I'll happily do some serious hunts with it.
Right on.
I know that the genetic is in there, you know what I mean? But I don't think that Death Star is gonna stick around much longer. As much as I do like it. That's the one that I grow the least throughout the year. Next up would probably be the Granddaddy, but I just can't see myself getting rid of that anytime soon. And then the Flow too. Like the Flow is a great producer. Yields like a motherfucker, dude. It just doesn't really move. I'd say here's the thing. Here's what's really cool, dude. What I really, really like. On the table, if I have everything sitting out, I got Flow, I got Death Star, I got Granddaddy, I got some of these that have been around for a while. And then I have, let's say, Gas, Rainbow. I have
Gas is Rainbow for sure.
I have the Cake.
You got the lime. The lime, the lemon.
Strawberries. And I got all of these heavy like gelatos and all these other things on the table, right? All these things that resemble runts, the frost, the purple, the bag of peel, the real sedating, the modern cookies look, you know, that type stuff. Those will sell more, but it's the older heads. It's the older, and not always older, but like it's the people that like are almost like connoisseur grade, where they'll hit the Flow and they'll go, oh. Or they'll hit the Death Star and they'll go, oh. Or they'll hit the Citrique, or you know, and they'll go, oh. Because it's not.
But they do a double O for the Rainbow.
Yeah, and you know, those are the ones that don't wash, man. Those are the ones that you're not.
No, you can't wash that Rainbow.
I can wash that stuff, dude. No.
That's why you've never seen a dry sift really going around of Rainbow. Like that's kept in house only, man.
Right,
the little bit that comes off of it.
Which is, you know, I love rosin for all that it is, but at the same time, like I don't think that you can get too.
Oh man, it's just giving me flashbacks to when I was trimming it, because I used to have a small office space and I would trim in, and when I was trimming that Rainbow up, man, like my whole sinus cavity was just like completely clean as a whistle, like just completely could breathe everything, man.
Yeah.
It's a pretty one.
So you definitely can't get rid of the Granddaddy Purple, because you got to think about it. That's one of those staple strains, and you just don't see it everywhere. Like people talk about that, like that strain's been around for a while. So any kind of head or connoisseur is going to have that on their bucket list.
GDP?
Yeah.
Those ones are tough for me to get rid of. The Flow, actually, I haven't washed the Flow, but it dry sifts really well. So I'd imagine it washes great.
Yeah. I got those
but it's a little bit more of a
fucking hash balls of the Flow. The knocker.
Yeah. But
hey, can you hold up the hash dome? Do you guys have the hash dome handy?
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about this for a minute because my dude stopped over and he is the one that got me into concentrates. He's a younger dude. I used to work with him. I was the boss. He was the cook. And we used to get fucking high work all the time. And he would always come in with some new crazy fucking contraption. So he came over with that, the Puffco, you know, the hand pipe. And we were smoking on that. Yeah, that's a beauty right there. So who makes that? And tell me about this for a minute. Just because it's so cool.
Let's get through this. This hash dome right here is made by Knuckles Glass. You can see this.
I need one of those so bad.
Mid century modern style has been etched and branded with our logo, Red Setter Farm.
So cool.
You can get these through us for the same price as you can get them through Knuckles Glass. So you can hit up and get the Red Setter Farm version through us for the same price as you can get, I think, a blank one from Knuckles Glass. He probably could etch your own special logo for an additional cost. I don't know the price of any of that stuff. I had that worked into. Can
you give me a ballpark on what that thing costs? Is it less than $100, more than $100? What is it? This
through us, you can get it for $150. I have a little gross or friend and family rate that I have going on with some of the close fam.
Right. But it's just, okay, so the nice thing about this is like you've got the pin on the bottom, so you stick part of your fucking temple ball or scissor hash or whatever.
I like to put it in the shape of a cone.
Like one of those gonish cones from the old school incense ways.
Yeah, it gives it a little bit more surface area on the bottom to give it some.
Yeah, so you look at Chad. They dig that thing. And I'm just telling you, so it's so cool. Like we had this like a family get together over at the Red Setter Palace. And I got to smoke that very fucking device with Red's mom. So shout out to Mama Red. She's a fucking real one, and she's cool as shit, man. Once you like, I met both his mom and his dad, and it just like these people are like salt of the earth, nice as fuck, man. I see where Red gets it from. The whole family's nice, man.
Thanks, man. My brother stopped by.
Okay, so now dome that up for us. It's definitely going.
Good old fashioned working class people.
Okay, man. So watch how this thing will yellow out real quick. I mean, it's just Red. Can you go full screen on yourself, please? Can you change your view in the top corner? Change it to.
I pinned him.
Then we're never gonna go back. That's what we tried to do last time. Let's see here.
We can fix it.
Spotlight for everyone.
There. So look at this thing is filling up. You can even kick the bottom of it off to fucking help.
It cherry up when I inhale. Did you see it cherry up when I was inhaling on it?
Pulling that oxygen through there.
Happen.
It's just, this is a very old school fucking way to consume hash. Look at that thing. Shout out to Everything Grows. Anything Grows. She was up there. That's the way right there. That's, dude, you can get so fucking blown out.
Dude, it just collects, man. You're not gonna waste your hash this way. So this is Knuckles Glass, KNUCK Knuckles. Dab it. Knuckles Glass.
Look at the color. Woo. Becca, come back.
He did some really, really cool stuff, dude. He's got a bowl up on his block right now for that's like it'll hold like an ounce. It's super. It's it's like a 14 millimeter ounce bowl. It's all kinds
it's
of
fucking insane.
He has these with hookah hoses. He's got a 2-person hash dome hookah. He's got a 4-person. He's got all kinds of cool shit.
Wow.
Like I said, you can order these.
Red's a warrior.
You can order the
There you go. There you go. There's the car.
The Red Setter Farm version through us. Never know if you've shopped with us before. I might hook you up with the Grosky discount, but yeah.
Hit that thing now. Look at that.
Pretty fun.
Chat, would you hit that right now? Ooh.
It's Becca, you want
Here comes, there you go.
Yeah. Dab? No? Yeah.
Oh.
Take it off full screen.
Okay.
Take it off full screen.
All right. Gallery. Does that work?
Gallery puts us right back where we're supposed to be.
Are we here?
We're here.
Good. Last time I did this, we were still on my full screen, even though I see full screen.
Right click your picture and say unpin if you want.
Unpin.
Hover over 3 dots at the top. There you go.
Doesn't say unpin.
Oh.
So remove spotlight. There we go.
That's showing everything. We're good. There we go. All is right in the universe. We got it in like less than 30 seconds that time.
This was
And give everybody in chat a shout out, man. I hope you guys are having a mellow night out there and able to smoke along with us. Enjoy the good vibes. Dude, this Dark Star is so fucking dreamy, man.
Let's see. Probably. I'd have to look at how much it would be. Jay Patrick, if you're getting one of these, we might be able to talk because I know you were trying to get some other stuff.
Right.
Might be able to talk.
Yeah, look at him. He's still just working that shit, man.
Might be easier to get what you were looking for.
Cheers, JMP.
Sorry, guys. I should be
No,
bleeding.
No, that's fine.
This is
This is a real test drive right here.
Let's see here. That's just what hash.
You're just like extra phlegmy. You're a phlegmy.
No, that's good. That's what you really want. I mean, I know it sounds really gross, but as a long time smoker of other things besides cannabis,
It means that
it helps me.
expectorating.
It's an expectorant.
Yeah, expectorating.
Expectorant, not an expatriate. I've got an expat in my lungs. That's funny to 5 people out there.
What?
It is. I'm very gurgly and stuff, but I have a lot of allergy. I don't have allergy. My allergies are very good this year, actually. Aside from my ears being plugged up. And
Oh, dude, it's the season, man. It's coming. Cheers, Dave.
This hash is big rainbow driver, probably some cake and punch. There's all kinds of shit.
Yeah, what's up with the cake and punch, man? I don't think I've tried that.
It's new.
Yeah, and it really resembles wedding cake. It's got heavy on the cake.
Heavy on the cake.
It's kind of like strawberries and cream, but more of like a
Cheers, Kyle.
sherbety. Yeah, like a sherbet flavor.
Like an orangey coming through. Yeah.
That's kind of what I get. Real mild.
Orange terps are nice, man.
Frosty as fuck.
I just can't smoke orange terps all day, every day. But like,
Yeah.
not to be a snoot, but if you're like catching it early in the morning or the afternoon, it's cool. But I don't really dig orange terps at night. It's not helping me wind down.
Yeah, if it doesn't have something else on the back end or whatever, orange.
It's like
strains of
lemon.
both
Lemon's
felt
the
really
same way.
empty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still nice to smoke. I enjoy
But
it.
now, in like a lime, I can smoke a lime in the morning or in the evening. It's fine either way. You know what I mean? So like Citrique is cool both ways.
Yeah, citric is interesting.
I can smoke that all
Abolish, what are you smoking on lately?
Man, my OG, it's like knocking me out too. Like,
It's got a hold of you.
mhm.
Dude, you know, I still have some of that. So this is like super aged OG.
I'd
Like,
love to smoke some of that.
dude, next time I see you, I'll bring
Yeah.
some by. I'll make sure I give it a nice haircut, make it look as pretty as I can, because it's like kind of bedraggled looking at this point, but it's still got some bomb ass grenades in there. But you know, the thing is like I only fuck with that. Just like I still have some of that Keweenaw copper from, shout out to Silver Squirrel Farms, another Michigan grower making some banging ass outdoor shit. But both of those are like, if I can't sleep, man, I'll roll up a fucking Keweenaw copper and just turn down. The OG is the same way.
Yeah. And I'm all out of sour melon, so I've been smoking OG all day.
Oh, you've been fighting the yawns, and my friend.
That's how I was last night after smoking that banana mama. Shout out to Dankman Dan with some of this. Here. I'm not sure which one this is. But let's show off his new packaging, huh?
Shout out to Dankman Dan. In
Logo,
fact,
he's got the seal on the side, so you know this has been opened up.
yeah, we are going to be doing a wake and bake with the Groskis Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Dankman Dan may be amongst us. And I want to give a shout out to Astro Charlie, who will also be coming through, and also to my dude, Farmer, man.
Oh.
Porch Farmer, it's cool as shit in the morning.
That solventless, for those wondering.
I was trying to let you get the coughs out, and everything else is going to vamp until then.
So whatever
Gorilla
strain Dan
glue.
uses for that.
Ooh,
does have good
dude,
luck.
that glue that he has, that's the Doc Dankenstein. Fucking, that's where he got that from. I went over to Doc's house. Shout out to Doc. I was over at his place last Saturday. I get to hang out, man. He's got some, outdoor plants going on. It's always good to sit down and smoke with him. I had to smoke some older GMO that he's had for a while, which is cool because my GMO has been gone for quite some time.
We finally have some in flower. Shout out to Astro Charlie for
Sharing the cut. Yeah.
We grew it for the first time.
One plant.
Yeah, one plant, one small little plant. We grew it, flowered it a little early, at like 65 days. This next one, we're going to try to go full term. Try to hit 75 or 80 days with it. And yeah, I'd say as far as like size, it seems to still be putting on stretch, even though everything else is chilled out. But Lemon Dozy Dough kind of keeps up with it as far as size goes. So
the difference is the node spacing, though, on the GMO is tight, and the node spacing on the Dozy is notoriously fucking distant.
Yeah, they're both kind of doing that. I mean, the GMOs even doing that. Even
those fill in though.
Yeah.
They'll turn into long fucking rods of like a stack of what would you think of like 8 small buds turns into one massive fucking
Spartan
cola by the
Spears.
time it's done. Yeah, Spartan Spears.
Yeah, they
That GMO gave me, when I ran a full 10 of that was one hell of a yield. That's
Oh my
that's a
God.
good strain.
Dude, mine finished the last run that I did before I moved. I was like, all right, I'm not going to be able to grow for a minute. So I need to knock this fucking grow out. I need to pull every trick out of my book. This fucking GMO got like 7 feet, but dude, I mean, it yielded like crazy. We're talking
It's
like,
good meds, but I don't like that onion soup mix terp stuff. It's just not
and
me.
the thing about it is you can't mix it really with anything. It's not like you can put that with oranges, and it's like the garlic is always going to overpower whatever the fuck you try to mix it with.
I love it.
Oh, I love it, but it's like, okay, we're smoking GMO. All right.
We let these ones veg really nice. We get
They
like,
get long
yeah,
rods.
real
Yeah.
nice and big and put them in there, and they're huge, man.
Yeah, they're really big. I'm excited to go out there.
We got
And a lot of people will tell you that you can take it at 65 days. And I would say you can take any plant at 65 days or 50 days or 40 days if it's what strikes you. But the real fucking thing that I did is I said, man, I finally got this prized cut. They say to take it 77 days. Fuck it. I'm going to make that the last thing that I pull out of the room. So, I took it to 77 days and it just crushed.
at a certain point, the strawberries and cream does it. It like ripens and gets so like the flavor gets richer and deeper. And I
can, yeah.
feel like,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you can pull anything early you want to.
Oh,
But you can see a real change, not just in the yield by letting it go a few extra days.
yeah.
Now, when it comes to outdoor, you have to take that shit down when you can take it down before some other reason it has to come down.
I love them mature, and I'd say when people are like, "Oh, dog fart," people,
Well,
we might have made a mess.
I might have been off.
easy killer.
Might have been a sneeze.
He's turning into Jackson Pollock back there.
I think one of the most important
2 people laughed at that one.
one of the most important methods to getting your terps up is getting your
See, Astro Charlie says it really bulks in the last 10 days.
right plant.
Super black leaf too.
Yeah.
Stays dark.
Strawberries and cream's already starting to fade. It's only in like day 25, 30. It's faded super early.
Did you remember to microdose today? I did.
That's what I was trying to say. What was helping so well for helping
Socially.
get that tree down.
use the focus of the psilocybin to get it done, right?
Yeah, it was like 2 hours. It took me 2 hours to move a half a tree. Of course, I didn't bag up this tree or get it all down to workable. I got down to workable pieces and moved in less than the amount, and just about the amount of time that it took Becca to go shopping. By the time she got home, I asked her to help me move the fucking stump that was like, 300-pound stump.
How the fuck you move that?
Wagon. I'm very
the gorilla cart, just get it on there, right?
Dude. Yep. She came over with the gorilla cart and tossed it on there. And she pulled it, and I kind of like lifted it and balanced the thing and made sure we didn't break into my.
I'm gonna use my gorilla cart to throw my couch out next week. This heavy motherfucker. I'm gonna bring it out the back patio door, load it onto the gorilla cart, and drag it up the driveway. Because I got a long fucking driveway, dude. I'm not looking forward to crazy amounts of snow. That's a lot of shoveling. Fuck that. Who am I kidding? I don't shovel anymore. I'm all about the snow blower.
Yeah, eventually gotta get yourself a snow blower, right?
We were joking with Mama Skilbo several years back. She was driving by, and I was down at the end of my driveway shoveling, and I used to live on a major street. And I would try to keep the cleanest fucking driveway, and no matter what, when the snow plows would come by, the first 3 houses didn't have an easement onto the street, but mine was the first one that did in the direction that they drove. And I would just get like, fuck, man, all that icy, slushy fucking, like 2.5 feet thrown like 3 feet all over. Like the kind of shit like, dude, I'm not trying to die in the end of my driveway and have a fucking massive heart attack because I'm fucking with this slush.
Patrick.
Mama Skilbo came back over and was like, here you go. Gave me a fucking snowblower. So
Patrick.
I hate shoveling.
Yeah, we might not even do it.
You guys don't even need to shovel anymore. You have like no room in the driveway anymore. It's with vehicles and trailers and
vehicles and shit.
You have no sidewalk, you're good.
I might have to shovel the sidewalk, but Jay Patrick says we have a Bronco. So yeah, we're just fucking not worry about shoveling this year.
We're just gonna drive over it.
Park her car for the winter and
pull it up close.
Yeah. Just use the Bronco, drive over the baggings, the fucking plow.
Have you put that thing in 4x4 yet?
A couple times when I've had to, like at some of these.
I've needed it.
yeah.
What the fuck were you doing needing 4x4?
And these fucking cornfields, man. At these events where it's all rain and I gotta fucking pull my trailer up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I feel you.
So I've put it in 4x4 for that purpose and that purpose only. But
I'm also looking forward to in the next 2 weeks. I don't know how it is where y'all are at. Anybody that is checking this out, but the Amanita muscaria should be popping up any fucking time where you're at. So I know I was looking at my pictures from last year because I snapped some pictures of it in the yard and I was like, aha. So the picture I took was on like the 24th. So I'm hoping to start seeing them in the general vicinity I seen them last time.
Excuse me. Oh man. Yeah,
Ooh, Hillbilly says he's calling for a heavy wind this year. You know what we'd fucking do, man.
Yeah, dude. We're in one of those
I think I'm gonna hibernate.
You think so? Do you think Red's gonna let you hibernate?
See you guys
we're in
later.
those like 10-year cycles. Not that the next 10 years is gonna like be cold, but like the winters for like the next
It used to be like every 4 or 5 years you get mauled. I'm old enough to remember the storm of 78.
Well, the grand solar maximum, right?
No, I'm not that intelligent. Fill me in.
This is the grand solar minimum. So it's like less than
solar minimus,
less than average solar activity. That kind of
dude. They just said that there was a massive solar flare, the biggest that's ever been recorded, but luckily it wasn't facing us.
Different than solar flare. That's solar activity, but this is less than average solar activity, like in a period of like 10 years, right? Where the winters are just going to be progressively colder, the weather patterns are going to be progressively worse and shitty. And it's going to be like, buckle up and batten down the hatches because we're going to have like shitty fall and normally when there's a lot of good food production going on in the fall and the spring, it's just going to be, you know, you're going to have to like be growing it in a greenhouse or doing something like that rather than normally we get our
Are you
tomatoes.
going to get that? Are you going to get that built before the end of the year?
Yeah. I really, well, dude, well, the holdup right now is I just put the down payment on it. Shout out to the insurance company. Always file a claim if you have a good storm that comes through. File a good claim. That way, if you lose some shingles, you can get your shit fixed. And so we are going to have a building inspector come out that works for the city, because we're going to actually get a whole new roof put on. So we're going to get they're going to have to come out with the building inspector, and he's not going to be happy if he sees multiple buildings in my yard. I think we can only have one outbuilding, which I already have, a shed. So I think a greenhouse would be considered another outbuilding. So I'm not going to start building it yet, nor am I going to start building my chicken pen / coop or any of that kind of shit.
Ugh.
I think I can have on the size lot that we have according to our city. So a couple of things are on hold until there's no city inspectors coming through the yard. Fortunately, once I get a roof, we're pretty set. I shouldn't need a city inspector coming by, unless I get my windows. And I don't even know about the windows. I'm not be able to get.
Does anybody else have chickens around you? Do you hear them ever clucking or anything?
No, not that we know of.
Is somebody gonna snitch you out?
Nobody's got gardens. I don't, man, we're going to put them on the side of the fence of the lady who I just took the tree from.
You're not going to have a rooster, are you?
No roosters. That'll really get us going. But you know, man, you know, the win-win-win, man. You know, I wouldn't help my neighbor, you know, in hopes that she doesn't say anything about us having a couple of chickens in our yard. You know what I mean? I mean, she really was like, I don't need help, because I really think she was going to be afraid that I was going to get done and be like, you owe me $300.
Oh, that would be a piece of shit move. Whoa.
Yeah, right.
Because over there fucking cold sweating some fucking solder joints or something. You got a leak in the ceiling?
I could see that shit like that happen.
You know what? People can be shitty, man. Exactly. I mean,
So,
we can all
Take advantage of her.
Yeah. Which sucks.
Yeah, her English isn't her first language, and you know, so I want to make sure that, you know, we're always over there to help out. I always believe in the help out your neighbors deal.
The Maltese Falcon flies again.
Growing up, like I said, one of my first jobs growing up was always like cutting my neighbor's grass or helping the old man a couple doors down pull weeds and landscape and do all that stuff. I grew up landscaping and shit like that, just not for any big company or for a work. They're just all under the table, like for all my neighbors, landscaping for all my neighbors, you know. So I can haul some fucking tree branches, you know what I mean? It's really nothing big. I don't mind getting a splinter in my arm or some shit like that. No big deal. And then I got the next couple months to take care of it. And dude, I got all kinds of stock now to like, I can work with that shit, man. I got a lot of stuff to work with. Like I said, I'm gonna mill it down, make a whole bunch of garden beds out of it. Yeah, and get a whole bunch.
We have
Kill a
layout,
whole bunch of birds with
whole
one stone.
layout.
Fuck yeah, man.
Paths and all around the trees. It's gonna be cool.
We'll get hopefully by winter time that'll all be done and the greenhouse will be built. Like when do we, like the ground freezes late December, January. So I'm hoping to like have everything dug out. Once the inspector's gone, I'm gonna start digging. You know, I'm gonna start putting that shit in. I've already had Miss Dig come out, so
you already get them to put the little stakes in.
Yeah, dude, there's nothing in our yard. Yeah, I free range, dude. I could dig for fossils in our backyard. You want to dig for fucking dinosaurs, dude, and build a.
You're gonna find a fossilized purple bick out there.
There's nothing out there. It's sweet. So we could put in a what's it called? A bomb shelter. We could do. Oh, I probably shouldn't say the B word. We're gonna put
the B word.
Put in a shelter for the apocalypse.
We would just be in the worst place. There's so many people.
I was told when I was a kid that there used to be a bomb shelter in my parents' backyard. And then like I wasn't
Took it out.
Yeah. Yeah, like the people that own the house before them had one.
Look at that. We took it right up to the fucking wall, man. Right to
Damn.
1159.
We made it.
We made it. We rambled on Rose right up to the fucking edge of it. I want to
Yeah.
say cheers and thanks to everybody for hanging out with us this evening, man. Come back Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Wake and Bake with the Groskies. Shout out to Red and Becca also for hosting the late sesh this week on the spur of the moment. Go back and check that out on this channel.
On this channel. Abolish.
Graciousness.
Anything you'd like to wish reviewers? Anything new you got going on you'd like to let our viewers know about?
Tonight, just want to shout out the harvest rally we got coming up there on 10/11. I hope everybody around the area that can attend, I'll be there. But other than that, just hope everyone's butt chugging responsibly and love y'all.
Goodness, man, you make such a good point.
About
There's
butt
so-
chuggers.
There's a lot going on the next month, including Shoes of Pete's. We should have talked about it a little bit more. In Theo Fest is coming up this weekend. Shout out to all the great minds over at the Theo Fest. I misspoke on the late sesh. I said that we put in a donation to help in with the t-shirts and stuff like that. The donation that we put in for is for the new Michigan initiative that is the new model of the decrim nature. It's no longer decrim nature. It's like Michigan compassion something, but it's going to be the new fight to legalize entheogenic plants. So misspeak there. I got
It happens. It's cool.
Yeah, I kind of got everything squared away, cleared away with that one. But let me see here. I really appreciate everybody tuning in, joining us, coming along on this long, strange 2 hours of a trip that we do. Yeah, thank you all very much for last week's absence, for understanding last week's.
Makes the heart grow fonder, Red.
Yeah, absence does make the heart grow fonder. We were starting out our big cloud weekend and we had a blast. And I just want to thank one more time everybody who came out and everybody that we got a chance to hang out with again. And always, we met a ton of friends. So shout out to everybody who we got to meet and everybody that we missed. We will see you again. We appreciate everybody. Love you all. Becca, anything else you'd like to?
Have a good night, guys.
Have a good night, guys. Appreciate you all. Love you all. Take care. Peace out. And that's